गुरुर्ब्रह्मा महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. ओम नारायण नारायण नारायण. Okay. I don't know will this catch. I'm speaking using it in another one separately. Different mic. I don't know. Let us try for today. At the end of the fifth chapter, we were discussing an introduction to the sixth chapter, that is a Dhyana Yoga. What it says is, in the 27th and 28th shlokas, is today Sunday? I'm surprised. Yeah, Sunday. So in the 27th and 28th shlokas, Samadhanam, the concentration of the mind, how to concentrate. Concentration doesn't mean concentration doesn't mean focusing an attention on a given thing. Okay? Focusing your attention on a given object is one thing. That can be called concentration. But another is making your mind attentive. Our mind purified and attentive is different from focusing your attention on a given object. Here in Upasana, you focus your attention on a given thing. Here, on what you focus is not important. Your mind itself becomes attentive. It is so attentive that ultimately what it trying to understand itself merges or evolves. The mind itself merges into Brahman. That is the thing. Therefore, Antarangam Samyak Darshanasya Sadhanam Dhyana Yogam. Dhyana Yogam, meditation, which is an Antaranga Sadhanam for Jnana. Antaranga Sadhanam means the inner sadhana. Okay. Bahiranga Sadhana is Karma Yoga. Bahiranga means preliminary. It is an outer sadhana. Outer only means a preliminary step of the sadhana is Karma Yoga. And the still inner sadhana is Dhyana. In Dhyana, your attention, your identification with the body, mind and sense organs is removed, because in Dhyana, we remove the interference of the body, mind and sense organs. We just set them aside so that they won't interfere, and mind's attention can be completely put on Brahman alone. Therefore, that we have discussed. I'll just repeat what we have stated in the previous class. Sparshan krutva bahirbhashyan. Leaving the external object, external alone. That means we don't carry them inside in your mind. Carrying inside means we don't think of the external world and objects. We just leave them where they are. We do not keep mind occupied with the external things. Only when you are attached to them, only when we are interested in the external worldly events, objects and people, mainly these events, objects and people, when we are interested in them, mind goes to them, thinks of them, remembers them, carries them, All these things, you just leave them where they are. Don't think of them, don't carry. So when there is a possessiveness, when there is an attachment, when there is an expectation, then only the mind is occupied with the external things, beings, and events. When mind is not interested, what happens in the external world? Let anything happen, or whatever happens is not my concern. In the sense, I'm not going to do anything. I'll just leave them where they are. I don't show any personal interest, personal inclination, because we have not created the world, nor we are responsible for what they are happening. That means personally people feel responsible for the world personally. Note it. I am putting this inverted comma. Personally, we think that we are more important to this world. Now here, in Dhyana Yoga, a detachment is what is required. An awareful detachment. Awareful detachment. Not a carelessness. With a natural love. With a natural love and understanding. That's why I told an awareful detachment. You are aware of them, but don't. How can this be done? This can be done when you feel that you are not personally responsible for anything. You are not personally related to anything. See, you are related to the world. For example, you are an Indian, isn't it? It is a statement of a fact. You have not personally cultivated. You are a child of your parents. It is a universal fact that you are a child, you are a son of such parents. It is not your consciously cultivated emotional relationship. There are other things. This property is mine. Now, this is your own cultivated. This house belongs to me. When you say, this is my personally cultivated emotional attachment, okay, I have this relationship as long as I have a sense of possession with this house. But that you are an Indian born in India, that you are a son of so and so parents, is a fact. Fact doesn't disturb you. See the difference. Fact doesn't disturb you. When you personally develop an attachment or an interest, a relation based upon your personal interest, I give you another worldly example. It becomes easier for you to understand. Okay. A son of parents doesn't have to do anything to maintain his relationship as a son to his father. But if the same person, if somebody wants to have relationship, he has to maintain. He has to talk to him nicely. He has to be good to him. He has to come and meet him on certain festivals and certain important occasions, isn't it? If an outside person wants to have a good relationship, then he has to be good to him. He has to meet him and wish him on certain important days and come and meet him. So there are two relations. One is a blood relationship, another is a developed relationship. A developed relationship has to be maintained. You have to be conscious. Oh my God, if I say something, I may lose the relationship. You have to be extra cautious, and by your way of talking and behaving, you have to maintain the relationship. But the son of the parents, they doesn't have to do anything because it is his natural. That he is a son of those parents is a fact, a natural fact. He doesn't have to consciously think of it. It is just a fact. Why do I have to think? Isn't it? Similarly, that means the purpose of my example is where you don't have to do anything consciously. in order to maintain the relationship. That's what I mean. Leave about other aspects of the example. In the illustration, what I meant is that you are a part of the world. Do you have to think? You are a part of the world. You are a part of this country. Do you have to consciously think of it? Whatever you do, you are already there. Similarly, you are a part of the world. You don't have to think of it. You have to think of a given person, given event only when you are personally interested in him or her, or in that object. So this personal interest alone develops a relationship with it. Now you have to how to avoid this personal attachment. Understand, you have not developed consciously, personally, an interested relationship with the world and worldly people, certain people and certain objects. Relationship is there because you are part of the world. The relationship naturally takes place. You don't have to do anything consciously in it. It is there. Idea is you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. It is there, a part of the world. Therefore, the relationship consciously when you develop, that becomes a cause of tension. A personal attachment, this relationship is out of interest. Interest means attachment, personal need. I'm interested in the relationship. Then that taxes, that pressurizes. Okay. Therefore, this leaving the external objects outside alone. That means no personally motivated relationship. You have no any personal motive to be related to them. The events happen. You pass through various events. Events are events. Just they are the global events, they are cosmic events. All the events that happen in life, there are many people in the society. Okay, there are many events happen. See them. They and you means myself and the people, we are all the events in the cosmos. We are all the objects in the cosmos. Okay, cosmos goes on with us and even without us. Therefore, we are just a part of the whole cosmos, not individually related to each other. If you start relating to people around you personally, that creates attachment. Okay. Like you are traveling by train or in a plane or a bus. When you are traveling by bus or a train, you just book your ticket and you don't know who is going to be your neighbor in your train or bus. Do you know who is going to be your neighbor? Neighbor means you are adjacent to you, somebody is going to be there. You board the train and you find somebody is there, you don't know who is he. You get related to the person. How? Train relates to you. You don't do anything consciously to keep relationship with him. You're supposed to follow certain disciplines, certain values. When you sit there, don't disturb him. Okay. If he wants to go out, don't put your leg there. You just pull back your leg and make a room for him. So, or you are coming, then he will leave the room. He will make the way and you come and sit there. Don't put anything on his seat. Or you also don't put and he also doesn't put. These are all the simple things you just naturally follow. So, who is going to be your neighbor while traveling in train? You don't think of anything. You have not consciously developed a relationship that no, so and so person should be my neighbor. Somebody will be there and just accept it naturally. Similarly, we are part of the world. We are traveling by train. There are so many people around you. We are supposed to live with them. Even whether you like or not, this is how the world is. You just live with them. You just live with them. So in these things, you are not choosing. You don't have a personal liking. Choosing means personal liking. You don't have any personal liking or disliking for anybody or anything in the world. They are all part of life. You just accept them and just go on. Accept the relationship and the people, their nature, you can't decide. You can't judge who should be the person, how he should be. People have their own nature, their own samskaras, their own background, how they think, how they behave, how they speak. We have no control over them. We just accept them without worrying about them. So this is kind of a detachment is required during meditation. Okay, therefore leaving the things and objects and events as they are. Sparshan krutva bahirbhashyan. Leave the things as they are. Don't leaving means what? Don't carry them in your mind. That means don't dwell upon them. Secondly, don't expect also. Two things are there. Not dwelling upon them, not thinking about them. Not thinking means what? Brooding is one thing. Brooding means keep on thinking of them. Secondly, not expecting. When you expect about the future, oh, person should behave like that, things should be like that, this should be like this should be like. When you have an expectation about an event, about a person, or about any event, any object, or anything, they come and sit in your mind. Okay, it is the expectation that makes your mind filled with the event, filled with the object. Okay, Om Narayana. Simple memory is not problem, but when you think of them, you feel that you are related to them. You are called upon to do something to them. That means when it puts a pressure on you by way of your responsibility towards them, you expect something or you feel responsible for something. Two things are there. When you see something, oh, it is my duty to look after these things. I should see that it will not be spoiled. I should see that this should be looked after. When you feel a responsibility towards other things, you are under pressure. You feel a tension because, oh, I'm supposed to look after because this is my duty. If something happens, you will be held responsible. Then you will be worried. When you feel responsible for something, then you feel tension. When you feel a personal relationship, personal attachment, you feel tension. When you expect something, again you feel tension. You expect that the thing should be like this, but things don't follow. People don't follow our expectations. They live according to their wishes. Their wishes are needs, are pressures. Three things. People follow what they need. Okay, according to their needs, according to their desires, according to their wishes. One is a need, one is second is a desire, third is a pressure. Sometimes when they are under pressure, helplessly they do. Helplessly they do. So what pressurizes? Either inner pressure or outside pressure. Social situation, circumstances pressurize him. He is in the circumstances, they pressurize him, he becomes helpless and he will have to do that. Or he will have to say something. He may like or not like, he may like or not. The circumstances pressurize him to do that. Another pressure is your own inner strong desires. Physical pressure or psychological pressure. Physical need, ill health is there. There is a pain you cannot control and you start screaming. Somebody says, why are you screaming? I'm not consciously screaming. The pain comes, I don't know how to stop, and the scream comes out. What can I do? When there is a pain, you say that. Somebody say, what do you say? What can I do? The thing is, pressure comes. So similarly, so when there is an inner pressure, that is a pain, physical pain, or mental pain also, psychological also. The pressure makes you behave or talk something. Okay, so we do things, or other people also behave according to the need, according to desire, or under the pressure of something. So we leave them to themselves. Whatever their need, let them do what they want. At least from my side, I don't impose our expectations. We expect them and our expectation becomes a pressure on us. I expect that he should be like that. If there is a simple expectation, okay, let us see. I expect that it should happen. Okay, let us see. This doesn't disturb you. If you have a gentle expectation, a light expectation, a natural expectation, it doesn't disturb you much. But if the expectation comes with a pressure, if it is an insisting expectation, oh, it must happen, then that creates a pressure on you, tension upon you. But regarding the world, worldly people, things and events, we leave all of them to themselves. What they do, how they behave, we don't know. We just don't know. That means we accept what happened and we don't pressurize how it should happen. Next, what should happen next? I don't insist. What happened already, I don't question. I don't question what already happened until this moment. Whatever happened, okay, I accept it. I don't reject it. I don't question it. Why it should happen? Why it should have happened? Now, what can you do? Things have happened. People behave. Why? They do. That's how their nature is. We question them. We reject why it should happen. Why has it happened? It must not. But it has already happened. What can you do? And he says, no. Why should it happen? Why should it happen to me only? Whether to you or somebody, there are certain things happen. So what happened, we accept. That means regarding past, we accept. Regarding future, we don't insist. Regarding what happened, we accept naturally. We don't question. We don't reject. We don't reject or question as for what happened. We don't insist about what is going to happen. We just make a casual, a passing suggestion. If you can do this thing, it is better, but leave them. Make a suggestion and leave them. And then make a suggestion and leave them. Don't insist that this must happen. Then that becomes a tension. Therefore, regarding past, regarding future, we just leave the things as they are. This relieves the mind. Mind becomes really relaxed. Some people teach relaxation of the mind. How? How can the mind be relaxed? Mind can be relaxed with these two things just now, as I told you. One is accepting what happened and not insisting about what is going to happen. Not insisting, not rejecting. Then I don't feel any pressure. When you don't feel pressure, you are relaxed. Therefore, sparshan kritva bahirbahyan in the 27th shloka, which we have already covered in the last class. Okay, chakshuschayvantare bhruvoh, your attention of your eyes should be in between the eyebrows. Regarding this, we discussed here. Bhashakara says, chakshuschaiva antare bhruvoh krutva iti anushajyate. The attention of the eyes should be in between the eyebrows. Here he did not say, but in the 6th chapter, later he is going to say, nasavalokanam, nasagravalokanam it comes. Looking at the tip of the nose. Tip of the nose, this upper tip of the nose. There Shankaracharya says, tip of the nose is as if you are placing your attention, as if you are placing your attention on the tip. Tip means the upper tip here. Here means somewhere here. Why there? It's nothing. Shankaracharya says, the exact point is not important. We are not particular about the point. Idea is your attention should be outside, as if you are paying attention to yourself. That is idea. Idea is withdrawing your attention from the external world. That's what is important. Not exactly placing your attention at the tip of the nose or in between eyes and all. That is only a symbolic way of telling. It is an implication is just paying your attention naturally to yourself. Say a person is sitting here, you take just a laukika worldly example. When you are paying attention to the external world, you'll be placing your attention, your eyes on particular thing. When you're not interested in anything, you'll be sitting like this. That means your eyes are here, but you are not paying attention to it. Sometimes we just sit like this. Somewhere we are seeing the infinity into the sky. People think that he's looking at that wall. No, he's not. Or he's looking at that particular building or tree. He's not looking at the tree. Though he put it like that, his attention, his inner attention is not on the tree or a wall or building outside. His inner attention is inside. Similarly, your eyes are put in between the eyebrows. You may do some yogic sadhanas are there. Some Shambhavi mudra and something they say. You put your eyes here. But if you really put your eye here, attention here, you develop a strain. See, these eyebrows start giving pain, pulling you. Because that needs a special sadhana prakriya. But anyway, Vedanta is, Bhagavad Gita is not teaching any hatha yoga methods. It is only relaxing the mind. Attention should be inwardness. Therefore Shankaracharya interprets this as just withdrawing your attention from the external world and worldly things. Be just natural. If you are not interested in any given particular thing, mind is automatically relaxed. If you are interested in particular thing, that particularization itself puts attention. Okay. Pranapanav samau krutva. The breathing should be natural. Prana and apana. That means the breath going inside and outside should not come with a pressure, because generally when you come walking, or when you are thinking seriously, or when you are disturbed, three things you see. When you are seriously thinking something, or when you are arguing and when you are active, physically active, when you are arguing, shouting, when you are angry, your breath will be fast running, like this, fast. Or when you are walking fast. So when you sit here, just to take 1 minute or so, your body is relaxed, breathing becomes natural. Okay. What he means is pranapana equalizing. Means exhalation, inhalation should be equal. The idea of equality, inhalation, exhalation means your mind is relaxed. Breath is not fast breath. It is slow and natural. Okay. Pranapanau samau krutva. Sit just for 1 minute, 2 minutes. The breath becomes natural and slow. You don't feel any pressure in the breath. It becomes natural. Okay. Prana becomes a shuddha. Nasabhyantara charinav yatendriya manobuddhihi yataha manaha buddhihi yata indriya manobuddhihi yatani sanyatani indriyani manaha buddhischa yasya saha yatendriya manobuddhihi. The sense organs, mind and intellect are under your control. Control in the sense they are not wild and impulsive, that's all. They are not pressurizing you. They are not wild. They are not impulsive. Sense organs are not wild and impulsive, because a force comes when you are impulsive. Sense organs are not feeling any pressure. They are relaxed and with you. Mind means an emotion. If you are emotionally attached to a person or an event or an object, wherever you go, it attracts. Supposing you like one person. If there are 100 people here, your attention, your mind is preoccupied with that one person only. Isn't it? One person, it is preoccupied. There are so many hundreds of people, but still mind is all the time thinking of that person alone. Because if you are interested in a given person, that person alone occupies your mind. Here, mind doesn't feel emotionally attached to anybody. It's relieved. Otherwise, that emotion pulls, drags you and holds it. That one person holds your attention, holds your emotion. Your emotion all the time think of that. Even if you don't want to think, mind goes there alone. See? Yatendriya mano buddhihi. So that mind is held by one person. Indriya. Indriya means sense organ. Sense organs are restless, not restless. If sense organ is restless, eyes want to see, ears want to hear. Something, sense organ is restless, it wants to do something. It wants to face and see and do something. Here, sense organs are relaxed. That means you don't feel the urge to see, urge to hear, urge to touch. What happened? There is no curiosity pressurizing you. Let anything happen. Somebody has come. Can you remain? See, this is very one interesting thing. When a new person comes, he's standing in front of you or sitting with you. You just look at him. Okay. Now, can you remain without asking who are you, where are you coming from, and all that? Somebody says, I am so and so person coming from Delhi. That's okay. Just relax. No. People's curiosity is so much. The curiosity becomes a pressure upon him. They are, while listening to something, you again ask, where are you coming from? What do you do? So we become over curious about his more other details. Why? I say, why do you need all the details? No, just like that. Just like that means what is restless. Supposing you don't know his details, what will happen? Okay, let him be. There are so many people, he is also one of them. In India, we live with unknown people because we have created such a social culture. Unknown people don't bother at all. It is only the modern West is coming. Unknown person you can't live, you can't trust. It's very highly dangerous. That's why they want identity card. They want identity card, passport, all these things look very hard for me. What is this passport? Whole world is, we are all human beings, we are not animals. We are not, are we living in zoo that some lion will come and attack? We are all human beings. Why do we need passport? I think whole world should be one. Anybody should go anywhere else. If he does some crime, law should catch. Police of any country should catch him. If he runs away, supposing he commits a crime in a country and runs away to another country, that country should hand over him because he has committed the crime. So that if this much is basic law is accepted, that anybody who comes crime will be punished, caught by law. Otherwise, as long as you are a good person, you are a person of the whole world. In fact, many in our childhood, we would not know much who is the person. Even by bus and train, when we travel, we would talk to people for hours together without knowing what is his name and then what is his name, where is he coming from. We talk many things. We just don't know the person, but just will live. In fact, in train and bus, nowadays it is little changing. But even our bag, luggage also will trust him because he is in our neighbor. We'll tell him, I'm just going down and come back. That's all. Nobody will question. So, it is even an unknown person, unfamiliar person, trusting him was natural. And nowadays I am saying it is different, changing. It is little bit changing. In the last 50 years, I see a change. We would take anything eatable from others also, unknown and familiar. Nowadays they advise, don't eat anything from unknown person, particularly in cities they tell. Don't eat anything, don't drink. If somebody gives you, don't eat because they may put something in it so that you will swoon. You will become unconscious and they will rob your suitcase and all that. Don't eat any biscuits, don't eat any fruits, don't eat anything from unknown person. They have been announcing. I used to wonder, what is this? Human beings are becoming enemies to human beings only. In fact, we just believe any unknown person. Go anywhere unknown even if you don't know the language, it would not be problem. Even if you don't know the language, they themselves would ask, where are you coming from? He cannot speak. He speaks something in his language. We don't understand. Doesn't matter. We ask him like that, have you taken food? No. Come on, take the food. Unknown person will give him food, he eats the food and goes away. That's all. We don't know who is he. He cannot even speak, and his language is different and our language is different. In India, we have got many languages. Without knowing a language, you can go all over India, you could travel. Even now, I see them. South Indians, without knowing a single word of Hindi, they go to Badrinath. Can you imagine? I see them when I was in Rishikesh. I see people come to Badrinath, some Tamilian, Kannadigas, they don't know a single word of Hindi. They come there. They manage. They go and have darshan and come back. Even North Indians also come here and go and come back. Without knowing even language, they live. Because it is a simple life. So, unnecessary curiosity, this unnecessary curiosity, unnecessary desire pressurizes us. He's another human being. See, when I was talking to somebody like that in train or somewhere, and just he spoke and we have been speaking one long time. After some time, somebody asked, hey, who is he? You are talking for so long. I say, I too don't know. But without knowing, you have been talking, true. Particularly sadhus. Even in these days, we sadhus don't know who is that person. We just talk to any unknown person. Don't you see him as a human being? What more you require? What more introduction you require? You just see them. No, my idea is here. Mind is not trying to probe. What is he? How is he? All those things. Unnecessary, is not interested. So that means mind is not emotionally attached. Sense organs are not restless. Intellect is not unnecessarily. It doesn't have any particular ideology. You see them illiterate villagers. They have no ideology, economic ideology, communism, capitalism, religion, or some ideology, something. They just live like human beings, like children. Children live like human beings. India has suffered. This kind of thinking existed. Once the Mughals and Britishers came, all this created a problem. Hindus never had an identity. Even now, many people don't have. We don't think of any identity at all. We just live. If another person has a different ideology, different religion, doesn't matter. He lives his religion, I live my religion. So what? Religion itself was never a problem. If he follows his religion, I follow my religion. He may be different, but still he can sit my neighbor and he follows his, I follow myself. Never problem. But once this Mughal rule came, British rule came, it became a real hell. Even now it is a hell. They can only create hell all over the world. These two religions are here only to create hell. Not only in India, I'm talking all over the world. Wherever they are, first thing they do is they don't allow human beings to be human beings. They don't. They attack first the natural human values, human relationship, human values. They attack. They are inhuman. That is their thinking. Their nature is inhuman. That is their God. That is their religion. Their religion means being inhuman. Okay. Now, the real problem is not that religion, law is required and law should give equality of religion. We don't need all religion, all this law nonsense. Very religion is a destructive one, then what law can protect you? No UNO, no law, no police, no government law, Indian government constitution, nothing will do. Because all problem is in the religion itself. Religion says don't allow another human being. You see him, you kill him, you attack him, rob him, tell lies, cheat him. Because that's why my religion tells. Who can live with such a religion? Therefore, people have to form into groups, make a government, then military is required because other fellow will attack you, rob you. You require military. Because other fellows will rob you, destroy you, torture you. Why? Because that's how he is. He's animal only. By mistake, he is born as a human being. They're animals. Their religions are animalistic religions. So I don't understand this what kind of religions they are. In India never learned how to face it. You see, you must have heard the people talking. Around 800 years, 1000 years, we have seen Islam come to India and living here. Christianity also almost 600-700 years it has come and living here. But Hindus don't know what is Christianity, what is Islam. Just don't know. Because we never thought that there is need to know. They have their own religion. Whatever is the name, they may have some name, some practice something. Let them live, and let us live. Let us live our religion. Let them live their religion. Why ask anything? We never thought of reading them, trying to understand their religion, why they behave like that. If they misbehave, we thought that he lacks culture, he lacks values, therefore he does it. But recently we started understanding it is not culture. It is not lack of culture. It is not lack of values. It is the religion itself teaches them. Everything look from their angle of religion. Even talking to the person requires a religion. Pah, pah. See how much they create an inhuman mind. Hindus never understood it. Even my village where I was born, after coming to city, I learnt little bit. Even in city also, we would behave like villagers alone. Any unknown person on the street, we would talk to them. Anybody we would talk. And they would also answer. Even if he didn't know the language, still he would answer with his what you call signs. With sign like this hand and mouth he will show, and then we understand and manage. Over. We never bothered who is he, what is he, all those things. Even if I leave my bag and go down and come back, nobody would touch my bag. Things remain intact. That was the simple, great culture we had. Even if you leave something valuable, others would not touch. It will remain for hours together. We leave some bag and suitcase in the train. Due to some mistake, come down. Even after 4 hours, 5 hours, you come, it remains there. If everybody gets down and somebody forgot his suitcase, it will remain there alone. Because why should anybody touch others? You know it is not mine. Why should I touch it? Therefore, this is a simple culture. Nowadays, they are animals, they are Rakshasas. These two religions are only Rakshasas. And they started creating Rakshasas out of us. Because you have to continuously fight. You have to suspect them. You have to look upon them hostilely. You have to inimically, you have to see them. You have to be over careful. Each time you see them, why do we need? I never understood. In the ashrams wherever I lived, I never locked my rooms. Even here I never lock. I never lock this room. I'll just go away, stay as long as there 1 hour, 2 hours, go there to temple and etc. Talk and come back. The room is like this. Even door I won't put the door. It remains like this. People say, no, don't do like that. You lock it. What is there to lock? All world is ours. If somebody wants to take away, let him take. What can you do? If he takes away, take away. What is there? Only some books and clothes. Nothing more. A few books and clothes. If you want, let him take. If he reads Vedanta, it's good. Let him read. So, this simple life we had culture. Therefore, it was not at all a problem. And we found first time we found with these two religions coming to India. That's why you read the Indian history. The modern 20th century youngsters who have become conscious of these two religions, they have been questioning our elderly people, our ancestors, our kings and other people. When Muslims came, Christians came, our kings, as soon as they came, they told that, okay, they give them the place to stay. They gave them the food. And they asked that we need a place for our religion. Okay, come on, immediately granted. The king granted the land. You build your mosque. In fact, we'll give you money. Hindus give the money. You build mosque. You build church. They give money. Hindus give. We thought that it is their prayer. They will pray and they will become good people. But we didn't know they are all invasion centers. They are not prayer halls. There is nothing to pray except barbarism. There is nothing to pray. All their prayer is only how to kill others, how to destroy others. God has given us an order. God has given our duty to rob you. That is our prayer. So, Hindus never suspected. Even now, they are unable to believe that somebody's religion can be like that. That you kill others and rob them. That is your religion. Hindus are unable to imagine even now. Even now, many people. Of course, some people have grown up. Some people have woke up to this reality. But still it is continuing. Therefore, We don't have to think of a person, who he is, what he is. So whatever religion he is, he says, okay, that's why you know that first mosque in the world was built in. If may not be first, okay, second. But most important big mosque is built in India. Church built in India. And they say that, oh, it is the first church and all that. True. But our Indian present day generation Indians, they wonder, how did our kings allow? A king allowed for one person, unknown person. You go to Muslim country, you ask for a land, and do you think the king will give you free land to build your temple? You go to America, do you think that they'll give you a free land to build your temple? They will put 100 questions and do all those things. They check you, suspect you, the police will arrest you, interview you, and then with all great difficulty, they'll give you little permission. And again, they keep checking and spying, because they themselves are like that. They are born in such religions. They live in such a religion. Their religion itself is a barbarism. They know religion means only nothing but barbarism. Modern youngsters are believing like that. Oh, religion is a real problem. More than the politics, religion is the biggest problem. Therefore, some people started thinking that let us not have religion at all. It is a religion is the cause of all problems. But these poor fellows, these modern westernized Indians don't understand that all religions are not problems. Hinduism has never been a problem. Hinduism is as much as a human values alone. It is just a humanity, live like human beings. It is these two religions that create problems, because they are inhuman first. They are below the humanity. A good human being, they destroy and make him into a devil. Therefore, that fellow will have to only cheat and rob and tell lies. Can you imagine? Britishers come and enslave the people. The Mughals come and loot and kill the people, rob them, rape them, and you call them human beings? You call them kings and civilization, religious man? Oh, you can never imagine. You can never imagine. And we call him human beings. You are supposed to write history about them. What is there to write? Do you write a history about animals? Do you write a history about these animals? And you call them as a great institution, church and all this thing. They are all animals. They are not human beings. They don't deserve to be, you write, they don't deserve that their history to be written. What is there to write? They are already animals. Okay. Illiterates are better. Vivekananda used it to say, our illiterate is better than these so-called popes and all these people. Our illiterates are much better people, very saintly people. Because that's why Hindus never had any identity. Only after coming to city, and recently we also do. Even it looks very odd for us to call ourselves Hindu, looks very odd for us. But anyway, we need it there. We're okay, we attach it. Otherwise, we don't feel anything. You don't feel that you are Hindus. Because identity-less is just natural. We just live, we are human beings. What is there to say? What is there to think about you? We are identity-less people. Only identity is just about your social standing, where you live, what you do. That's only for sake of certain interaction, certain profession, that's all. Otherwise, why do you need an identity? But now it has become very important, because the identity is so much that this identity, it makes you restless. It doesn't allow you to live as a human being. That's why Kali Yuga comes with these two religions, and third is communism. These two religions and communism, these three have brought Kali Yuga to the entire humanity, Kali Yuga to the world. Real barbarics. But you can't do anything now. Anything when they should have done it, but there are some pervert fellows, pervert intellectuals. In fact, most of the intellectuals are perverts. Most of the intellectuals, I see they can only be perverts. So they keep on legitimizing, defending these religions. Therefore, again, humanity has no hope to live as a human society at all. Because keep on protecting them. The big policy, American policy, is to protect these barbaric religions only. They are all highly intellectual, research they do, right? Establish universities for all to protect these barbarians. It's a very surprising. Very surprising. We thought education means it teaches Veda and all great noble principles, noble values and all that. Education means only barbarism. You teach how to hate. and you justify. This is what my religion says. See how great is my religion. How great is my religion. It permits you. It wants you to kill you. It wants me to kill you. It wants me to enslave you. How great is my religion. These barbarians needs to be caged. They are not human beings. They should not be allowed on the streets. They are caged. They must be caged or killed. There's nothing else can be done. Or give them the real culture. The real culture is be as a human being. You are born as a human being. Live as that. That's enough. You are born. You see how children are. Children live without any identity. That's what is a religion. You live. You live as a human being, respect others, and you don't own anything. Whole world is everybody's. Whole world, nothing belongs to you. You are here for some time. You live for some time. Share and live with people, and afterwards you pass away. Nothing belongs to you. What a beautiful thing is. This is the basic human life. This is the basic fact of life. All this is destroyed. And you see how people have become. In villages where I was born, we would leave the things in front of our house. Important, valuable, metallic things like buckets and etc. Even why steel? In those days, steel is costly. Nowadays, steel is cheap and anywhere you get it. Even the highest metal also you leave there. Nobody would rob. Clothes and etc. Anything you put there, they just remain there. Nobody would touch. Chair, furniture, they just leave them. Nobody would touch. They will remain there. Because they are human beings. Human beings means they have no religion. It is a religion that makes you demons. Particularly these two religions. They got bad name to religion. They got bad name to religion. They got bad name to humanity. They got bad reputation to the human thinking. Do we need so many universities, so much of books, so much of God, prayers, etc. To become demon, you need so much of books and so many religions. Do you need this so much to become a demon? Oh my God. People thought uneducated person becomes demon. But these people educated may manufacture the demons. Each fellow you convert, Vivekananda told, each fellow converted out of Hinduism. Not only one Hindu is less, one enemy is more. I say each fellow is converted out of it. Because that's why Hinduism never believed in conversion. Because what do you mean by conversion? We are all human beings. We live, that's all. Where is the need to conversion? But each fellow converted becomes an animal, a demon. And now these religions are getting prestige in the name of minority, special rights, law, special law. Special law for what? Do they feel threat from these identityless Hindus? They say they feel threat from identityless Hindus. Do you see? Do you see? They are threatened by Hindus, therefore they need minority protection. Demons need protection. Robbers need protection from the thieves. See? This is the law. This is the law and this is the world, this is the government. I think more government, more barbarism. Government, laws, codes, they are all barbarians. There is no law at all, there is no humanity. You don't need all these things. You are just a human being. Thing belongs to others. Don't touch others. If you need, ask them. Request and take it. And once you take it again, be grateful to him and give back. Do you need a better law than these things? What more you need? This is the human being. In fact, some of the visitors, foreign visitors, centuries ago, when they visited India, they would write in our Indian history, you could see them, some of them. The visitors, they say, Indians talk to any foreigners and then they leave, they don't even lock their house, they leave it like that. Because the truthfulness, Satyam Ahimsa, not robbing others is a part of their value. We don't touch it. Unless it is mine, I will not touch it. So even if it is there, even if he goes hungry, he will not take it. It will remain there alone. They write, foreigners when visited India 5 or 7 centuries ago, they would say that Indians don't rob. They leave their houses unlocked. I say, this is how we lived. We never bothered these things. We left all, even nowadays, even the fields, cultivating agricultural fields have to be looked after. We did not even see them. The plants, trees, the crops, we just leave them because it is somebody's crop, others would not touch. Nowadays, you see how much you have to look after them. There should be a person continuously on guard because human beings have become animals. Only because of these two religions alone created animals out of humanity. They are only animal-making religions. Therefore, mind, which is natural, sees whole universe, nama, rupa, panchabhuta. Whole sky belongs to everybody. Earth belongs to everybody. Water, air, sun and moon. That way all plants, animals, mountains, rivers, they belong to whole. Doesn't belong to anybody. Similarly, we also don't belong to anybody. Do you say a particular animal belongs to somebody? Cat and dog, etc. They started owning the dogs. In India, never owning. They just live. They live. It belongs to all whole humanity, whole society. We could see them. Dogs live, belong to all humanity. They live. Because we generally say, any dog, anything comes, we'll feed them and it will eat and go somewhere live. Dog belongs to all whole village. Dogs belong to all our villages. This is how we lived. Nowadays, they started owning a dog at home. I wonder what is this. So therefore, whole world belongs to all of us. Nobody owns anything. You just live. And this kind of a mind is relaxed. If a society is based upon Vedanta, if a human life, human values, or even social values, even government laws, all of them are based upon Vedanta, I think I have taken long time. Excess of time. I am going on forgetting time. Okay. So, Munir Moksha Parayana, just a few minutes, 2 minutes, I'll finish it. Munihi, a contemplative person. Contemplative means what? He just observes his own Atma. Okay. Moksha Parayana is interested in discovering himself, the fact of himself, the truth of himself. Moksha Parayana means what? He is interested only in discovering a freedom for himself. Discovering freedom, discovering the fact, whatever it is. Whatever it is, you don't need to be anxious about it. Whatever the fact, it just gets revealed. Therefore, Vigata Ichcha Bhaya Krodha, he is free from the Ichcha Bhaya Krodha. Yes, Sada Muktai, such a person is ready for meditation and he can become free. Okay. Then in the meditation, what do you meditate upon? In the two shlokas, see, he says, Evam Samahita Chittena. Mind has to be relaxed and made purified and made attentive. In these two shlokas, just now we have discussed. A mind is purified and made attentive. With this pure and attentive mind, what do you contemplate upon? You contemplate upon the truth. What is the nature of truth is explained in the last shloka, 29th shloka. I think we'll explain in the next class. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om Tat Sat.